Sometimes when you sit quietly, almost as if you're waiting for something, or maybe not waiting at all, you notice how still everything becomes. And in that stillness, you may begin to feel the gentle rhythm of your own breath, like a breeze through a forest. And it's interesting, isn't it, how the smallest things, like a breath, can bring so much calm when you really notice them. And as you listen without really trying, it's like stepping onto a well-worn path, surrounded by tall, evergreen trees, their branches swaying ever so slightly. You might imagine that soft crunch beneath your feet, the scent of pine in the air, and the quiet murmurs of the world growing softer and softer. It's almost as if the deeper you walk, the more everything just slows down. And as you follow that path, you might see an old mountain in the distance. It's been there for centuries, quietly standing, never needing to prove itself. You notice how the mountain just is, weathering storms, basking in sunlight, changing with the seasons, and yet, somehow, always the same. And perhaps you felt that way before, too. Like life has a rhythm that carries you along, even when you're not quite sure where the path leads. The mountain doesn't worry about how it's being shaped. It simply allows the wind to shape it, the rain to nourish it, and the sun to warm it. And isn't it interesting how, as you consider that, the sound of the world seems to drift further into the background, leaving only the steady sense of being. And imagine yourself standing at the base of that mountain right now, where a single evergreen tree grows tall and strong. It wasn't always so tall though, was it? There was a time when it was just a seed, nestled in the soil, waiting. And maybe at first it didn't even know how to grow. It just did what came naturally. And as the years went by, the little tree faced challenges, fierce winds that bent its branches, harsh winters that froze its roots, and yet each time it grew stronger. And you might wonder, was it the challenges that made it grow, or was it something already inside it? The tree never doubted. It simply reached for the light, sinking its roots deeper, always trusting that it would find what it needed. And as you think about that tree, you might notice how sometimes growth doesn't come all at once. It comes quietly, in moments so small you barely notice it. A single drop of rain, a single ray of sunlight, all adding up over time. Just like those moments in your own life where something shifts and you realize you've grown more than you ever thought possible. And it's funny how life works, isn't it? Like that tree, growing without needing to rush or force anything. And as you think about that, you might find yourself wondering what small steps are already happening within you, quietly creating something amazing. And sometimes, even as you return to the present, you can feel that quiet strength, like roots sinking deeper or branches reaching higher without needing to do anything at all. And isn't that a comforting thought to carry with you? And as you go about your day, you may find yourself noticing those small moments of growth, almost without thinking. Maybe you'll feel a quiet confidence or hear a thought whispering, "You're stronger than you know." Because just like that tree, you already have everything you need inside you. And every time you remember that, you'll find yourself growing naturally, effortlessly, in ways that surprise and delight you. Thank you for joining me by this mountain today, and until next time, goodbye and good mental health.